extreme concentration. That was 2 years, honestly, but Prick got in my ass, Mark Davis got in my ass, and a couple of my other friends. My wife actually got in my ass too, and was telling me that I just need to get it taken care of and stop procrastinating because people need to hear what you've been doing. Or kind of sort of hear what you can do and the purpose of what you need to do moving forward. So I got it together and I showcased everybody that Said G was the catalyst of teaching me how to produce, and I took the reins from there and ran on my own, as opposed to sitting back and just waiting for shit to come to me. I had to go and get it. I had to go make it happen. So me and Mo Love formed Beat Terrorists production company, and we started running, and the wheels fell off. We just started getting attention. We started getting work. We started working with other people here and there. Within that same factor, we did the Funky Head Up album. And then from that, we did Tim Dog. We did Tim Dog album, that Penicillin on Wax album that just made so much attention and noise. Because Said did the Fuck Compton record, which was actually a remake of our single chorus line with that beat, but in a different formation. And it just smacked motherfuckers. So it just made a lot of noise. It went number one on the rap hip hop Billboard. People tried to deny the record. Sony had to repress the record 2 times. The shit almost went gold. Actually, it did went gold, but they just tried to fucking hide it. And then the album just started fucking flying off the Raptors because we had momentum from the single. But at the end of the day, I didn't know that everybody was gravitating towards the record, but LA was just really on some old, they was like not hating, but they knew what time it was, but they just didn't want to see the record jump off because they knew we was talking truth. And at the end of the day, how do you dispute what was really going on when the shit was actually happening? You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit that was going on with Dre and D Barnes and all the other stuff that was happening back then. Like, hey, like shit, he was just speaking on actual facts. We wasn't talking about no slander or nothing that was false. Tim was just talking actual facts. You know what I'm saying? So he put it to record. That was it. So at the end of the day, we just put forth a great body of work. We put the record out. Sony wanted to make it happen. We let it go. It did what it did. We got critical acclaim for the record. We moved on from that. Then we did the Four Horsemen album on EMI Wild Pitch after we left Mercury. And then we did that album, which got us back into the notoriety of getting back into our how should I say, back on our let you know, get off our dick shit. Like, you know, we had to let you know that we were still that group. We were still nice, and we still had our chops, and we could still do our shit. Because y'all niggas was trying to count motherfuckers out. Like we wasn't on our shit. So we had to come with you and smack you in your face real quick. So that's what Funk Your Head Up did. And then we went into Four Horsemen. So after that, we took a break. Keith decided to do his solo ventures. He moved to LA. I moved to LA. We were out there. I lived out there for like 6-7 years, back and forth, New York and LA. We did the deal with Capitol Records. Keith was supposed to have his first, that Sex Style album that we put out independently, Keith and I did with Threshold and all that stuff with Kurt. That Sex Style album was supposed to be on Capitol, but everything fell through at the end of the day, so things changed, so we kept the album. We were able to keep the album and be able to do what we needed to do independently for ourselves, and that's why we was able to put the record out. So at the end of the day, it was kind of like a blessing in disguise, actually, because it helped out. So I'm not mad at them for letting us keep the record, because it was very, very helpful and beneficial. After the Sex Style album, Keith got the situation to do some stuff with Dan the Automator, and then I was fucking with Kurt doing some other side stuff, and then I went back to California, and then I came back from California. I went to New York to secure some stuff with Raw Breed. Then after I secured that situation with Raw Breed, I went back to California, and I had a meeting with Warner Brothers, and then I went to talk to Ice because I knew Ice was on Warner Brothers, and I asked him to let me know if it was cool if I did some business with that company, and would he feel a certain type of way if I broke bread with them. And he had no qualms with that. And at the end of the day, that's how I got the deal, and I got my job at Warner Brothers, where I was able to bring in Raw Breed to get them a deal. And I did a situation with Howie T, Denise Brown, Russ Thyrett, and all of them over there at Warner Brothers. And I brought Beat Terrorists into the fold, and I signed Raw Breed to get them their first album deal, where I did Killer Instinct, which I'm about to reprint and put out after Halloween. So when I did the Killer Instinct album, I got flagged, and that C. Dolores Tucker stuff that started back in the day with Tupac, when they put the RIA labels and parental advisory stickers on all the albums and things like that, and situations in that had to be certified. When the album came out, they had to hear your record before it came out. So they heard our record and they banned our album. So when they banned our album, it got notified, they got red flag. Whole bunch of people came into a whole thing, and they had a big meeting, and they said they had to ban the record. They couldn't let the record come out. So Warner Brothers came to me and said that they had to stop the record. It couldn't come out. So they gave me a new budget to re-record a second album. That's why I put together Blood, Sweat, and Tears for Raw Breed. And then I put that record out. And then I had a long talk with Benny Medina, who was my PR promotion guy, and at the label. And we had this big rollout with BET and all this other stuff with MTV and everything else. And we did all this other stuff. And then, we tried to make it happen. But Warner Brothers came back to me and said that it didn't pan out, and we had to part ways. So life is such. You move on and you do what you need to do. It's life.